Hi everyone, my name is Sharon Kish and I teach kindergarten at Memorial Elementary School in the Brunswick City School District. And I'm here to share with you a couple of simple ideas and ways that you can incorporate math concepts into your child's everyday life. The first idea I have that if it's snack time and your child's hungry and they want their favorite snack, I would encourage you to take out a cup or a handful and give these to your child, put them in front of them, and have them count how many are in that set that you just gave to them. Another idea would be to get your child's favorite objects, have them gather them up in a basket. These could be stuffed animals or little trinkets that they play with, little figurines, and have them count how many as they line them up, how many in each group. So how many stuffed animals do you have? Oh, I have 8 stuffed animals. Put them back in the basket, have them put those away. Another idea would be if you were emptying the dishwasher and you have a group of forks, have your child count with you the number of forks that you're putting away in the drawer. Same thing with spoons or cups. If you're doing laundry and you have socks, have them count how many socks there are. So just very simple ways that you can incorporate this, throughout your day. This is so very important because if we just have a child start counting, they don't know what they're counting. They don't know what those numbers mean. Counting is very important so that we know the sequence of numerals, right? But we want them to match those with a quantity. And so that's really called cardinality. So when we talk about that at school, we mean that your child is saying one number name for each object that they're counting. This is important because as they count these objects, it's extremely important that they know that the last number that they say in the set is the number that there are all together, that they've counted. So when I have a child who is counting a set of things and they're going along and they count all the way up until 8 and they stop and it's correct. And then I say, how many did you have? And they have to go back and count. They don't have that cardinality yet. So I encourage you to practice this every day somehow with your child, and they'll get better and better and better at it. So then when we do ask them to orally count for us, they know that that number attaches to a quantity and not just some arbitrary thing. There are songs out there that you can sing to help them count from 1 to 100, but unless they have that cardinality piece, it doesn't make sense to them. So super, super important. Another thing that you can do is play cards with your child for number recognition. That means they're recognizing what the number looks like and what number it is. 7, I have a 3. And again, if your child already knows this, you could say what number is greater, what number is less. 7, 3, okay? I have spinners. I use dice activities a lot in the classroom and at home. But they can spin, and then maybe if they have Legos, they could build a Lego tower with that number. Also, if you have Dixie cups or plastic cups around the house, have them make a little tower, and then, of course, they have to count how many cups they used in that tower. Stickers are great to use. Number 1, for fine motor. I love that they're very tiny and they have to use their finger muscles to get them off of the paper. But let's say that you wanted to stack up some apples. Have them stack up. You can write a number at the bottom, have them stack up that many apples. I just use Post-it notes on the back of the sheet. And again, with stickers, very cheap stickers, put a number on the Post-it, and then that number needs to have a quantity with it, and have them take off that many stickers. Another thing that you can do is when you're putting your child to bed, if you have a bedroom upstairs, you're counting the steps every night as you go up to put your child to bed. If you don't have steps, it's okay. You can count how many steps there are between the front door and the family room, or the front door and the bathroom. So again, just counting very, very often throughout the day. And they're gonna pick up on this. Another idea is you can do this with sidewalk chalk outside, but I had these little Dollar Tree frogs, and I drew some lily pads, And these frogs are like those little toy ones that jump. So I would just lay this down, and then I would make my frog jump, and I'll have to read the number. Now, just the number, right, doesn't really mean anything. So I'm going to have them count something. I could have them count something out and put by that number 10. Or if I'm just doing number recognition, I could just have them say that name. But again, if you're attaching it to a quantity, it makes it more meaningful for the child. Anytime that you go out to get the mail, have your child check for numbers that are on the mail. So I see a 5 and a 9. I would just point that out. When you're driving in the car and you see the speed limit, it's 55 or it's 7 and a 0. Just talking about that. They're going to be pointing these things out to you. As soon as you start this, you're just going to see that it's going to be addicting for them. When you go to the grocery store and they come along, you're pointing out prices. You're looking for numbers. If your child's 5, make sure that they're looking all over. They're hunting for 5s. If they already recognize 5, try a different number. See what numbers they can recognize in the grocery store. You can also go on a number hunt around your house. Look in your house and see where there are numbers. Of course, microwave or a clock, things like that. There's also numbers on people's mailboxes. So as you're taking a walk or your child's riding the bike, look out for those types of things. Another thing that I like to do is just use regular playing cards. And if your child already knows their numbers, then you could start playing some Top It, which is the highest number wins, kind of like the war game that we were used to, that kind of thing. You can also do a shape hunt with your child around the house, looking for things and objects with different shapes. So I just have an envelope here, and it's shaped like a rectangle. So you can play I Spy a rectangle, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. I spy a circle. This was on top of my candle. So just looking at everyday items around your house. Again, if your child already knows their shapes, look for 2D shapes and 3D shapes. So very simple ways to just try to incorporate math concepts and ideas into just your child's everyday life. Again, if it has meaning to them, it's meaningful, and they play with their toys, Legos, stuffed animals, incorporate those things, because the more meaningful it is, the more interest that they're going to have in learning that. And again, number recognition is very important. I want to be able to point to a number eventually and have them just say that number name. But in doing that, I need to know that that child knows that it represents a quantity, and I need them to be able to count a quantity for that number, which is that cardinality piece. So I hope these ideas helped you, and do as much as you can over the summer, but keep it really, really fun. Oh, one other thing I wanted to share with you is, again, this is from the dollar store. This is one of those little things that you put water in to shoot water. So if you have chalk and you draw some circles outside, and maybe you call out a number and they have to squirt it, or they have to squirt that many times onto that number. So if I drew like a drop of water and I put a 5 in it, they would have to shoot 5 times those drops of water, 5 into that number 5. So not only they see the numeral, but it represents the quantity. Okay, hope these ideas helped, and we look forward to seeing your child in the fall. Thanks so much for joining me. Have a great day.